Today we're gonna be watching another video from Fern. This one is a little bit old, not the latest you can say. It's about a hacker who saved the internet, and his videos are really good, man. I like his videos because usually he makes video about hackers and इंज क्यों कीता एने पुलिस नाल इंज किंज कीता ठीक है ते किंज फ्रॉडिया लोग जेडे अजकल भी तुसीं कह सकते हो जेडे पहला लंघ गए आ ठीक है उन्हां दी भी काइंड ऑफ गल्लां करदा नाल एदी एनीमेशन बड़ी कमाल दी हुंदी है वीडियो विच कोई भी काइंड ऑफ रियल टाइप वाला हिसाब नहीं रियल वीडियो नाल नहीं शूट की गई हुंदी इस मोस्टली एनीमेशन कि तुसीं इत्थे भी वेख रहे होने हो ते या वेखने कट्ठे की हिसाब है March 2024, San Francisco.
Andres is running some routine software tests. At first, everything looks pretty normal. But then, he spots something.
What?
This peak here is not a typical CPU load. Not a huge problem, but it's annoying. Plus, he can't make sense of it right away. Little does Andres know that this is not just some random bug. It's a cleverly hidden backdoor. One that's been
Is he getting hacked?
over years
Hacked
by
नहीं हो
hostile
रहा?
forces, possibly state-sponsored hackers. Now it's set to spread globally and give the perpetrators access to millions of servers around the world. To the systems of hospitals, companies, and entire governments. A master key to the internet and everything connected to it, right in the hands of criminals.
So is this the guy who gonna save the internet? ਇਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਟ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾਵੇਦਾ and he's gonna save ਜਾਂ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਟ ਨੂੰ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਹੈਕਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚਾਵੇਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ maybe this guy knows about kind of IT and hacking and security and stuff like that, you can say.
Andres doesn't know about any of this yet, but he's about to literally save the internet.
All right, here we go. Fern.
To understand this story, we first need to take a little detour into software engineering and a very particular little piece of code.
Let me know if you are software engineer or you are kind of into this field, any kind of engineering field, especially in the software and stuff like that, or you know any kind of stuff with hacking and stuff. Do let me know in the comments.
A lot of software out there is company owned, like Word, which belongs to Microsoft.
Yeah.
Only Microsoft employees can tweak and further develop that software. But then there's software that is open source. It works kind of like Wikipedia. The source code is out in the open for any
like Wikipedia, I think so. You can Wikipedia ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਓ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਮਤਲਬ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਤੇ ਜਾਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ I think so you can edit it. Anyone can edit that website, I think so, but you have to make some kind of account. You have to make some kind of account to log in and stuff like that, but I think so anybody can edit whatever they are showing on the website there.
Anyone to see and use. Basically, anyone can contribute and suggest changes. That has led to the creation of many programs that are fundamental to our digital infrastructure.
Okay, not exactly you can, as he showed, not exactly, maybe I'm wrong, not exactly you can, edit it, but maybe you can give them your opinion and stuff like that, and then the other editors might be able to edit it. But yeah, you are open to give them the recommendation. I think so.
While anyone can pitch in on open source projects, there are usually a few people in charge. These so-called maintainers have the final say on the code and review any changes before they get implemented. Lasse Collin is one of these maintainers. He has been working for years on the Linux tool xzutils. Linux is the most widely used open source operating system in the world.
It was.
You may not be running Linux directly on your own computer, but it powers most of the world's servers, mainframes, and every single one of the top 500 supercomputers. XZ is a data compression format included in pretty much all major Linux distributions. A Linux distribution is like a full package of all the essential programs your computer needs to run. Different distros are designed for different purposes.
Okay.
xzutils compresses and packages data so it can be transferred and stored faster. It's kind of like zip files. Colin developed the tool back in 2005. As its maintainer, he has been in charge of all changes to xzutils ever since. He reviews suggested edits and then approves them, or not. Once the approved changes are in place, a new version of xzutils can be included in Linux distros. But lately,
Okay.
that process has hit a bit of a snag. 2 volunteer developers are not happy with how Colin has been handling his maintenance.
Why the hell there is Kumar in there, bro? Why you gotta bring some Indian in the hacking and stuff, bro? Come on, stop this. Stop the Indian hate. Okay, Kumar is there. Colin was already there, and there's ENS, and ENS and Kumar are not happy with this. Okay.
Duties. They feel like he's way too slow in responding to change requests and messages. Dennis Enns is clearly frustrated when he asks for updates.
I asked a question here a week ago and have not heard back.
Jigar Kumar also seems fed up with how slow things are moving.
With your current rate, I very doubt to see 4.0 release this year.
Like the
only
update.
progress since April has been small changes to test code.
He even suggests that they might need a new maintainer.
Oh.
Dennis, you are better off waiting until a new maintainer happens or fork yourself. Submitting patches here has no purpose these days. The current maintainer lost interest or doesn't care to maintain anymore.
Lasse Colin appears to be struggling with the workload. After all, his work on XZUtils is just an unpaid hobby. But Enns and Kumar clearly want someone who can dedicate more time to the project and respond faster to their suggestions. In response to Kumar's message, Colin writes,
I haven't lost interest, but my ability to care has been fairly limited.
Oh.
Mostly due to long-term mental health issues, but also due to some other things.
He also says,
Recently, I've worked off-list a bit with Giatan on XZUtils, and perhaps she will have a bigger role in the future. We'll see.
Giatan first pops up on the developer platform GitHub in January 2021.
Yeah, okay, GitHub, Giatan, GRT75 is the username. So it's a female, and she's gonna do something in this whole story, I think so. But also honestly, manu pehli बार ਜਦੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਨਾ about GitHub, manu ਦਾ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਪਤਾ I did not know about GitHub and it's really popular website ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਕੁਝ ਲਰਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਬਾਈ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਮਤਲਬ overall it's all about internet and you know all about internet stuff कि कोई application नहीं चल रही तो you can use this software or website you can say to check why this website is not working or what is wrong with it or any kind of update you need from the website. I think so GitHub got it te manu vi takriban 1.5-2 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ but it's really helpful website. Okay, Giatan is on GitHub.
She contributes to other projects. Then in 2022 she starts submitting changes for XZUtils. From that point on, she becomes a regular contributor.
Okay.
Tan is dedicated and polite. She writes friendly messages and helps out wherever
nice job
she
to
can.
both of you.
Nice job to both of you for getting this feature as far as it is already. Let me know your thoughts on these patches when you have a chance. Is it good enough or did I add bad bugs? Just trying to do my part as a helper elf.
Okay.
Maybe after getting all those annoyed messages from Enns
They are happy,
Kumar,
right?
Colin is just relieved to finally have some help.
Okay.
Someone to lighten the load and actively push the project.
Good for Colin.
At one point, Colin explains that a maintainer needs the skills, time and interest to really stay committed to the software. And Giatan seems to check all those boxes. Back then, Colin doesn't realize that something is seriously off about her.
Oh. What? Is she a hacker?
In June 2022, Tan gets promoted to co-maintainer. She takes on more and more control of the project.
Oh, she's ranked higher now.
She starts editing XZUtils on her own, and in March 2023, she changes the contact mail at OSFAS, a service that helps identify bugs in open source projects. From now on, security alerts are no longer sent to Colin, but exclusively to Tan.
That is not good for Colin because kind of, I think so, Colin was the main guy, Colin was the main guy, so he needed help and then Tan came and now they're like, bye Colin, we don't really need you. We're gonna get Tan on top, on above position than you, and we're gonna send her all the stuff or any kind of problems or any kind of bugs which needs to be fixed, we're gonna give to her. So bye Colin.
Shortly after, a new user named Hans Janssen submits a change request for XZ, and Tan approves it.
Okay.
9 months later, March 2024, Janssen sends a message to the Debian project. Debian is a widespread Linux-based
Debian, a universal operating system community. Debian is a community of people. Oh, South Korea. Busan, South Korea. The operating system Debian is a complete free operating system.
operating
Don't know about
system
this.
known to be stable and secure. Janssen wants the Debian team to include a new version of xzetutils in an upcoming Debian version, saying it will fix a specific bug. Two
Okay.
other users chime in to praise the fix.
Grigorin.
And
Grigorin.
Eater. And when another user raises concerns, Grigorin is clearly annoyed and quickly shuts them down.
Instead of having a policy debate over who is proper to do this upload, can this just be fixed?
Shortly after, the Debian project integrates the new version of xzetutils into a preliminary version of their operating system called SID. Around the same time, Andres Freund is working as a developer at Microsoft. He has
Okay.
also been actively contributing to an open source project. He has just downloaded the latest version of SID to run some tests for his project.
Okay.
SID is not for public release and marked as unstable and insecure.
Okay.
Developers can test it for bugs before new features get officially integrated.
Okay, that's
And during
normal.
his tests, Andres notices something strange. Something is taking up way too many resources in SSH. SSH is used to remote access Linux machines. Why is SSH draining such a crazy amount of CPU? Something is off.
Something is fishy, sus.
He also notices a considerable drop in performance, a lag of 500 milliseconds. That's half a second. Something nobody else would ever notice. But Andres does. So he takes
Andres.
a closer look at SSH and realizes that the delay is related to xzetutils. On many Linux distributions, SSH has a dependency on xzetutils. That means that certain xzet functions are invoked when SSH is executed. Andres digs deeper into xzetutils and discovers that someone has slipped in a malicious piece of code. And this code allows that someone to sneak into the system via SSH.
Is that Tan who did it? Could be Tan. And also, I like looks like as a date in the they mentioned in the start of the video, okay, March 2024. The date was March 2024, but I don't think so many people have Linux. I know there are still some people who have Linux operating system, you can say, but not many people use it, right?
It's a backdoor. This backdoor is so well hidden that no one caught it while reviewing and testing the code. A phenomenal, scary attack. But this disguise is slowing the malicious code down. And it's that exact delay that Andres Freund has noticed when starting SSH. On March 27, he sends an email to inform the Debian security team about his findings.
Okay.
2 days later, he goes public.
Andres. Okay, this was the guy who's sitting on the computer, Andres. I accidentally found a security issue while benchmarking Postgres changes. If you run Debian testing unstable or some other more bleeding edge distribution, I strongly recommend upgrading ASAP. Oh, open wall. Okay.
He publishes a post on Mastodon. The malicious code is hidden in 2 versions of xzetutils, and Andres also has a hunch as to who might have planted it. Gia Tan.
Even
He added the backdoor to a version of xzetutils just before Andres found it.
Even I said it
When
could be
Andres
Giatan
makes his
too.
findings public, all hell breaks loose.
Did one guy just stop a huge cyber attack?
This may be one of the biggest stories
Wow.
of this year.
Curiosity.
The crazy thing is it's really about this year. Before I watched the video or before I clicked on the video, I thought it's gonna be some old because usually fern की जो सी videos होती हैं वो they are like old not like old but they are like मतलब कुछ साल पहले जो काम होया होता है मतलब ना कुछ पुराने जो से थे सिक्योरिटी और एनी काइंड ऑफ गाइज लाइक दिस गाय लाइक आंड्रे उस तरह के जो से लोग थे पहले उस तरह की जो सी कहानी है या सारे साहब उनकी बातें होती हैं या उनके ऊपर काइंड ऑफ एक फुल ऑन क्या कह सकते हैं एनिमेशन बना के तो उनकी स्टोरी काइंड ऑफ बताई जाती है पर इट्स क्रेजी कि दिस थिंग ब्रो लाइक इट्स क्रेजी दैट दिस थिंग जस्ट हैपेंड इन 2024 एंड few months ago golly
City may have saved us from a devastating
will they give this guy some kind of award or anything like that like okay like saving or stopping hackers from getting into the system. I hope they do because that's crazy because no one
The
else
US Cyber
saw
Defense
it.
Agency issues an emergency security alert.
Oh,
Luckily, the tampered software hasn't spread far yet, but it has already infiltrated test versions of several major Linux distros, meaning it was just on the verge of massive
so few of the Linux operating system already got this kind of a bug you can say, but not many thankfully because he spotted that really fast.
deployment. An army of developers and cybersecurity experts jump into action. Within just a few hours, they build a fix to neutralize the backdoor. Had it actually made its way into the code of multiple operating systems, the consequences could have been catastrophic. The attackers could have gained unauthorized remote access to countless systems. It would have been the master key to hundreds of millions of computers and servers around the world. Linux operating systems are used in schools, universities, and hospitals. The White House, the House of Representatives, and the Senate all use Linux. In one fell swoop, the attackers could have taken down critical services across the globe. They could have spread malware or stolen sensitive information. There's no other way to put it. The world dodged a major bullet, thanks to Andres Freund, the silverback gorilla of nerds, the internet's final boss.
Yeah, for real,
the
bro.
Microsoft developer is praised like a hero, and naturally his story becomes a meme. Even Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella gives him a shout-out for his efforts.
Love seeing how Andre Frontek with curiosity and craftsmanship was able to help us all. Security is a team sport and this is culture we need everywhere.
Everyone is relieved. Disaster has been averted. The shock is wearing off. But the real question remains.
Yeah, even I was thinking, what they gonna do about GR10? Like, मतलब उसको कुछ सजा मिलेगी? Will she be punished? Or will they find her? Or like, what will be the consequences for her?
Who did this? Who is really behind Jia Tan? Andres Freund doesn't believe this was the work of just one person. He suspects
gotta be
Tan
more
had
than few
backup.
people.
These users are suspected of being involved.
Oh, so Kumar already, it gives that vibes, Kumar, ENS, Jensen, Miso Eater 91, Grigorin 4545.
It looks like Ensign Kumar deliberately put pressure on Lasse Collin to clear the way for Jiatan.
So he was like, can you guys fix this issue please? We've been asking for so long. Can you guys? Then they are like, okay, just hire this person. Okay, let Tan do it because Colin is kind of little bit lazy or he cannot do it. Okay, let Tan do it. But Tan is also with them. Tan is included in them. So it's like a team thing, So they were like, okay, let Tan do it. And Tan did it, but she left that door open because they all are in it.
Then Janssen, Grigorin, and Mizuita pushed the update through.
Exactly.
This whole attack was a masterclass in social engineering. That's when attackers manipulate people into doing something they shouldn't, like making you accidentally give up a password or holding a high security door for someone who appears to be pregnant. The alleged group behind Jiatan was insanely clever.
Makes sense.
Infiltrating XZ utils took not only technical skill, but a ton of patience. Remember, Jiatan spent an entire year building trust by contributing to other projects before even suggesting changes for XZ utils.
So the account was made in 2021. Jiatan account was made in 2021. Then she participated in XZ in next year. Okay, after 1 year, and 2023
then
she
another 2 years.
Maintainer. Okay, 2022 June, March she becomes OSS Fuzz contact. Tan becomes contact at OSS Fuzz
before she slipped.
Then inserts malicious code in February. Damn, this was like a whole goddamn backstory to it, man.
Then the backdoor. Experts think this was likely the work of state-sponsored hackers. But what state would that be? There's no trace of Jia Tan online.
Okay.
At first glance, Jia Chong Tan seems Chinese. The timing of the posts lines up with the UTC+8 time zone.
Oh.
But that might just be a smokescreen to hide the hacker's true identity and location.
Could be.
Would someone who spends years crafting such an intricate plan, building trust and slowly gaining control, really leave such obvious breadcrumbs? Faking time zones isn't hard. What if the people behind Jia Tan simply changed the time zone on their computer to UTC+8 before each contribution? At least that's what an analysis of her account suggests. The same analysis shows that Jia Tan has worked through major Chinese holidays. That's
okay.
Weird. And it's even weirder that the account was silent on Christmas and New Year's, which are just regular business days in China. Plus, if Jia really lived in the UTC+8 time zone, she would have always been working through the night. The analysis...
Yeah, because when it's night in China, it's kind of a day in US, you
suggests that Jia Tan might actually reside in Eastern Europe. There seem to be a couple of incidents where they forgot to forge the time zone. There were 3 commits made in UTC+2 and 6 in UTC+3. Now, if we assume Jia Tan lives in one of those time zones, she would have typically started working at 9 a.m. and clocked out by 5 p.m. Sounds like a regular job. Experts believe Jia Tan's trail might actually lead to Russia.
Oh, I don't know. Even before this at China, I was thinking about it could be from Russia. I don't know.
Specifically to APT-29.
What is that?
Also known as Cozy Bear.
Cozy Bear. Hacker. Oh, so it's like a...
This state-sponsored hacker group is famous for their sophisticated
in Russia.
attacks. The style of the XZ-Utils hack would fit right in with their usual playbook. But so far, there's no solid proof. Open source obviously has its advantages. But if this case proves anything, it's how vulnerable our digital infrastructure can be. We came way too close to a major meltdown. A lot of our critical infrastructure today relies on open source software, on programs that are often maintained solely by the passion and commitment of volunteers, by people who do this on the side as a hobby. People like Lasse Collin, who may get overwhelmed by the sheer scale of their projects. If we want our digital systems to be secure, we need to build the right structures as a society and support the open source community. The XZ-Utils attack was insanely sophisticated, and we have to assume there are more of those to come. We can only hope that, when the time comes, the world will have another hero like Andres Freund ready to step up.
Okay, as a video, how a hacker goddamn saved the internet in 2024. In March 2024, this thing happened, and maybe someone from Russia or someone from China they tried to hack in the system of Linux. Okay, जेड़ा मैं कदे यूज़ तो नहीं किया, मैं भी किया हुआ है पर उन काफ़ी पुराना हो गया साहब, क्योंकि उन मोस्ट ऑफ कैसे विंडोज़ या विंडो या iOS ही काइंड ऑफ साहब रह गया तुसी कह सकते हो। पर दे ट्राई टू हैक इनटू द सिस्टम विच तुसी कह सकते हो हॉस्पिटल विच यूज़ होंदा है, स्कूलों विच यूज़ होंदा है, ते और काफ़ी बिजनेस विच यूज़ होंदा है, इवन इन द वाइट हाउस विच भी यूज़ होंदा है, सारे घेरे तुसी कह सकते हो। ते सो someone put a bug in there ते ਉਹ सिस्टम हैक करने ਦੇ ਲਈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਗ ਅੰਦਰ ਪਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਫਿਰ W2 ਆਂਡਰੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ ਸਪੌਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਸੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲੱਗ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਉਹ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਰਨ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਆਫ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਮਰੀ ਚੌਕੀ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਸਪੀਡ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਅਜੀਬ ਹੈ, ਸਮਥਿੰਗ ਇਜ਼ ਆਫ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਸੇ। ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਹੋਇਆ, ਕੋਈ ਨਵੇਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਵਿਚ ਵਾਸ Jia Tan, ਸ਼ੀ ਵਾਸ ਨਿਊ ਹਾਇਰਡ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਸੇ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਐਂਡ ਸ਼ੀ ਡਿਡ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ, ਉਹਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਅੰਦਰ ਪਾਇਆ, ਉਹਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੋਡ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਕਿ 5.6.0 was the code, she did was 5.6.1, so it was kind of similar but at the same time थोड़ा different भी आया, so that's why that it made a huge difference and they wanted to get it into the system, but yeah thankfully Andre was there ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ spot ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ stop, ਉਹਨੇ ਟਵੀਟ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉਹਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖੋ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰੋ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਲੋਕੀ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾ ਕਰਨ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਮਤਲਬ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਨਾ ਕਰਨ, ਵੇਟ ਕਰਨ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ, ਫਿਰ ਨਾ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਕੀਤਾ, ਕੁਝ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਮ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਟੁਰ ਗਏ ਹੋਣੇ ਆ ਹੈਕਰ, ਬਟ ਯਾ ਬਟ ਥੈਂਕਫੁਲੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਵਾਇਰਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ, ਪਰ ਯਾ ਗੁੱਡ ਵੀਡੀਓ। ਪਰ ਸਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਹਾਊ ਅ ਹੈਕਰ ਸੇਵ ਦੈਟ, ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਓਕੇ ਇਸ ਕੋ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਅਨਦਰ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਹੈਕਰ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 1-2 ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਵੇਖੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਹੈਕਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਚੰਗਾ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਇੰਸਟੈਡ ਆਫ ਹੈਕਿੰਗ ਮਤਲਬ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਲੈਣਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਅੱਛੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੈ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਉਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੈਕਰ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਮੇ ਬੀ ਇਟ ਕੁਡ ਬੀ ਦਾ ਸੇਮ ਗਾਏ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵੇਖੀ ਔਰ ਫਰਨ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈ ਹੈ ਅੱਛੇ ਹੈਕਰ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਪਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਵੈਸੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਗੋਨ ਐਂਡ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਆਫ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਹੈਕਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਉਹਨੇ ਇੰਜ ਕੀਤਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ, ਉਹਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਚਾ ਲਿਆ, ਓਕੇ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਬਟ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਗਾਡ ਟਾਈਮ 2024 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਇਆ, ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਇਆ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਡਰਾਮਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਹਿਸਾਬ, ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਕ੍ਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਕਿ 2024 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਲੋਕੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਲੋਕੀ ਜਾਂ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਹੈਕਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਈਜ਼ੀਲੀ ਇਫ ਆਮ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਜੇ ਆਂਟਰੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਸਹੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਚੈੱਕ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਆਇਆ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਯਾ ਇਟਸ ਆਲ ਗੁੱਡ, ਬਟ ਉਹਨੇ ਜੋ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਯਾ ਦੇਰ ਇਜ਼ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ ਸਸ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਔਨ, ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਆਫ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਲਰਟ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਕਿ ਕੰਮ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੈ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖੋ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਅਤੇ ਬਟ ਇਸ ਕ੍ਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਕਿ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਸੌਖਾ ਅਤੇ 2024 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਲੋਕੀ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਡਾਟਾ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਸੇਫ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਉਹ ਸੇਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਇੰਨਾ ਸੇਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਪਰ ਦਿਸ ਵਾਜ਼ ਅ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਦੀ ਹੈਕਰ, ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੇਖਾਂਗਾ ਅਗਲੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ।